This is part 2 of Euphoria Recaps. Now we're going to be talking about Lori and Alamos dynamic. See that Alamo is very bitter when it comes to Lori because Alamo basically said that he was the one that put Lori on the map. I think those two have like been business partners before, or they've done something together that there was like a rift, there was like something had happened between the two to create that animosity. We also find out that Lori's team is both racist as well as crazy. The fact that Alamo isn't fazed by the guy calling the N-word to Rue, and just basically his rage, his frustration is because Lori called him a pig. In the moment made zero sense, because why does the word pig trigger him more than the actual word itself? To which later on in the episode we also see that Alamo actually gave Lori a pig and a flag that said "Remember the Alamo." We could have done without the scene of Faye hooking up with that guy that literally had a symbol on his chest, as well as the damn Yahtzee flag hanging up in his room. She was not enjoying that at all. Like, I don't know what went down. Like, what kind of shittery was that? Like, she was like, I don't know. It was just horrible. It was just awkward. Like, we could have done without that scene too. Now let's talk about Maddie. We see in the beginning that she was actually a talent manager for an OF creator. And the OF creator actually was getting a lot of following. She was getting a lot of views. She was actually bringing in the money. But there was one instant where basically Maddie's boss sees that in the front headlines is the OF creator with the talent. And she was wondering if Maddie had anything to do with it. And because of that incident, Maddie had to drop the OF creator. Here's where shit gets interesting. So Maddie receives a DM from Cassie basically saying, "I miss you. Can we go get lunch?" Now, we all know Cassie is very jealous of Maddie because she wants the life that Maddie has. Regardless if Nate were to give her everything that she wanted, it's still not enough. She wants the life Maddie has. So we see Maddie actually getting ready to go to get lunch with Cassie. And we see Cassie arriving at the hotel, and Maddie is parked diagonal, already seeing where Cassie's coming in, making her grand entrance as if she like has her life together. And if we go rewind back in season 2, 90% of life is confidence, and that is what Cassie also lacks. Cassie over here fucking pulling a 180, basically decided to rub it in Maddie's face and tell her that if it had not been for the situation, I would have not met the love of my life. I would have not met Nate, and Nate and I wouldn't have been getting married. At that point, I would have been like, she was getting bold, way too bold for my liking. But if we look at the dynamic between the two, you can still see that Maddie is still confident in anything and everything she does, to the poise, to the way she looks at Cassie, while Cassie is like a hot mess. And we already know this, that Cassie is desperate for male validation, male attention, to which Maddie kept clocking Cassie left and right, and Cassie was too dense to even actually figure it out or see what it is. And Cassie basically said that if people knew me, I would be huge. Because of the sense of how the women in her neighborhood, their husbands, look at her, which thus proves that she seeks male validation. Maddie then agrees that she will help Cassie. Now, we don't know what Maddie's true nature is, as well as why she wants to manage Cassie. The coming episodes will be interesting to see how everything unravels and everything unfolds. Part 3, we'll be discussing Cassie and Nate's dynamic, as well as Nate in general.